Today we are at Leica in Wetzlar, Germany. This is the factory and the headquarters for Leica cameras. So you can see in front of me, we have the Leica building itself. We have the Cine building. This is where they do the cinema lenses. In fact, they just won an Oscar apparently. And then we have where they do the watches. We have the Leica store and the Leica museum. And then in the back here is a photo studio that you can actually rent out. And then over here in front of us is the Leica Hotel where I'm staying. And it is a Sunday afternoon, probably around 3 o'clock. And one thing already that has surprised me about this place is how busy it is. They had a giant party here last night where it went on till, I think they said the last person left at 6 in the morning, but it started at 8 o'clock, and it seemed like the whole town of Wetzlar was here. Now, it was a paid event, so I think you had to buy tickets in advance. They were $30 a piece, which isn't expensive, but they were sold out because I tried to get one, so that didn't happen. But the campus is pretty insane. Now, the building over here consists of, they call it a classic store, but it's reconditioned or refurbished Leicas. They also have a whole refurbishment center or customer service center for the cameras. So every camera that's sold through the classic store is done through, or has gone through that process and refurbished. So everything in there actually will work and will take a picture. So that's pretty cool. The problem we're running into today a little bit is it is a Sunday, and because they had that party last night, a lot of the things are closed. So I should have done this video yesterday, but I didn't. But this morning I did go on a factory tour. And when I say factory tour, it was a tour guide that walked me through some of these buildings and told me about some of the history. And so I'll share some of that with you. But I'm not going to go vlog inside the buildings, although I will run some B-roll footage because what's in there is pretty cool. But it's a giant open floor space with a lot of people, and I just don't want to be that guy that's trying to do a vlog inside a echoey building. But this is the camera store in here. That's closed, and so there's no point in really going in there. But I will, again, show some B-roll footage. Now, over here is the cafe. Now, I've been there a couple times. I can tell you the coffee is great, and the tour guide today told me it won some sort of an award for best coffee in whatever region that they were in. Now, here's the weird thing to me is you see all these people around, and you have kids playing in the fountain, people riding bikes. It's not just all camera nerds. Now, it could be, but they're just hanging out. And I think that's the really cool part about this place. Now, the other thing that I learned today as we walk through here is we all know that this building here looks like a camera lens, but on this side here, it's a camera body. And so that, I thought that was interesting. And then the glass down below, if you look at it, it's wavy. That actually represents a film strip. So I thought that was pretty innovative. And then if you look over here on this side where it says Leica Welt, that's a viewfinder for a camera. And yeah, it's just, they put a lot of Easter eggs throughout this building. And so it's pretty cool. But again, we'll just do a kind of a quick walkthrough. Down below here is a restaurant, which I have not been to because it has not been open when I've been out and about. Now, these other buildings that you see here, there's a Weller building, and there's something over here on the back. And what that is, those are suppliers for Leica. So some of these companies make plastic parts, some of them make other parts. So they're not necessarily owned by Leica, but they are suppliers to Leica, which is great because this is the factory over here. I'll give you a scale of what that kind of looks like, and I'll post video or I'll post photos of the factory floor. But this is pretty insane. Now, if you look over to the right, that is the factory itself, and it goes on way over to the right as well. So it's a pretty big factory, and this is the main one for cameras and lenses, and then you have other manufacturing locations throughout the world for other parts and components. But this is the factory, so you can get a sense of scale. It's about the size of a Costco, if you think about it. That's what I'm looking at. And then inside, it's a little deceiving. So then on top of that, you have this area which is in front of us, which is a giant, they call it a nature trail. It's a giant path or hiking trail, and it goes all around this forest. And we'll take a little walk in there so you can see it. I went yesterday and took some pictures. It is a great place to take pictures, especially coming from Las Vegas. We don't have the color green in Las Vegas unless it's artificially planted or transported there. So to be in a forest, to include the critters that are in the forest, because there's a lot of mosquitoes in there, so we won't stay in there for very long. But you could see what's in there, and it's just a beautiful spot for taking pictures. So they really thought of that. Now, one of the things that I thought was interesting on the tour is that this whole area that you see, to include these buildings here and everything that we've walked by, or everything that you'll see in this video, at one point during the war was a military base. So before Leica was here in the 30s and 40s, this was all owned by the military and actively used during the war as some sort of a camp. Now, and when I say camp, a military base. So we'll take a walk down this way here, and there's little trails and little Easter eggs all over here. You have these little benches with engravings on them. Some have the Leica logo on them. I'll take you by a discovery I made yesterday. And I say discovery like I was the first one that ever saw it, but I ran across it or just stumbled across it yesterday. But you could just see, and these aren't the trails, by the way. This is just the main roadway or whatever you want to call it. The trails actually are interior to the forest. So that's just something to look for. And then you have, I guess this is the sport optics for their binoculars and whatnot. So I went down here, and you get into this pathway, and there's a bunch of mosquitoes. And then you have this little hut. And the guide was telling me that they use this for, at one point they used it for barbecues and company barbecues and just whatever. I've seen videos shot here as well. I think Kai shot videos out here, and they stopped using this for barbecues or campfires because the fire got too close to the woods, and I guess there's nobody to manage the forest, so they stopped using the space. But I thought that was cool, and I don't know what's in this building, but it is photographic. They do have the Leica logo right on the doorway there. So we'll continue down here. This is a cool little log. But there are a lot of mosquitoes now. I've been in Europe for about a month, and it has rained most of the time I've been here. Now, the past couple days, it has been incredibly warm. So you still got a lot of moisture on the ground. But down here, I found a beehive. So those of you who know me We won't be going anywhere near that. But you have Hay Fever Central right here, or what I call Hay Fever Central. And then through everything, or all the paths so far, is you'll have these photos. Now this one here is a leaf, and it tells you who's the photographer. So this one was Jesse Marlowe. Looks like they were from Australia, Sydney, Australia. And this photo was taken in 2019. But you'll see these pictures all throughout the hiking trails, which kind of makes that nice as well, because it gives you something to stop and look at, and you're just not in a dark forest. But we'll go through a little bit just so you can see. But also, you can also see roughly the size of these buildings. Now, one of the things that was interesting to me is in 1914, when they invented the first 35 millimeter camera, and it took them until 1925, I think, or I'll post the date because I took a picture of it. But that's when the mass production, I think they called it the A1, first came out. So it went from concept to mass produced in 10 years. And it was just an interesting thing because that camera was absolutely tiny. It was so small. And if you look at cameras today, they are not that small. My Deluxe 8 is maybe the size of the first Leica. And now I know we're packing a lot more technology and screens and everything like that into them, but I was just amazed at how tiny these cameras were. And then there's another video that I'll show you where then there's another display I'll show you where they went from the first Leica down to the Q3, and width-wise, the cameras haven't changed in width or even body thickness. Now, height-wise, they've changed quite a bit, but from a width standpoint, from end to end, they have not. Just look how beautiful this forest is. Now, again, for those of you that live in Europe or in the West Coast or someplace where there's green in your environment, maybe this isn't a big deal. But just to have this in a corporate campus, and it goes on for a long ways, is just really beautiful. And you can see there's benches, and then here's, again, some photography, and it goes all the way on these trails. We'll go down to the next one. And then they also have signs about the animals and the trees that you'll see. They don't talk about the mosquitoes or the little flying things, the spider web we just walked through. But they do talk about raccoons and coyotes and things like that are out here, which is almost like a tourist attraction kind of thing. They're not warning you, they're just saying, oh, that's what this is, which again is just a different perspective. I think in the United States we would say danger, look out for raccoons, look out for squirrels, or whatever. Here's another piece of artwork from also the Australian Jesse Marlowe, and this picture was taken in 2023. So again, I just wanted to show you the campus and then this trail. I didn't know this was even here, but let's talk about, is it worth coming to Wetzlar and doing this? Because I would have never come to Wetzlar if this wasn't here. I would say yes. The Leica store is nice, although some of the things I was asking for, they didn't have, or they had one on display, or they didn't have this inventory. So it wasn't like they had a secret stash of anything that you couldn't get at a Leica store in downtown San Francisco or in Chicago or New York. So coming here isn't going to get you stuff that they don't stock, which I thought was a little weird because you would think the inventory is going to be better here than someplace else. So, for example, I was looking for a lens hood and they didn't have any. And I'm like, well, you guys make them right there. How do you not have these? So anyway, but everyone here is very professional, very nice. They all speak English, which is great because I don't speak German. And just the experience is fascinating when you really wrap your head around all the things you could see. How many days should you spend here? I would say you can do an overnight. Now I'm spending almost 2 or 3 nights here. That's probably a little bit long, but because I wanted the tour and because it was a weekend and there was an event last night, it was just weird on getting things scheduled that I wanted to do here. So I had to break up my time to say, so on this day I know the store is open, on this other day I know this is open, and then here's when the tour is going to be. And yeah, so that was a little bit weird. And because it's Sunday and today's my free day, I did go down to downtown Wetzlar, which I spent maybe 2 hours there. I saw the plaque where the first photo was taken with the Leica, but everything was pretty much closed. There were people down there in local restaurants and things like that, but most of the town was closed, I guess given it's a Sunday. Also, the store here is closed today because they're doing inventory. So this particular trip just didn't fall into place the way I thought it was. Now, here's the cool thing. This whole campus has an app, and you can get details as far as the events, as far as the calendar of what's going on, if there's parties or not, because apparently there are parties and speakers and artists that come out here. There's car shows, there's all kinds of stuff that happens at this campus, and they have a whole calendar of events on their app. So that would be probably really helpful. I'm getting eaten alive out here by mosquitoes, and I'm walking through spider webs, so just pardon my swatting. But so plan your trip in advance would be the word of advice. The hotel is absolutely beautiful. It's not very expensive from a cost perspective. It's really affordable. It's probably the most affordable hotel on my trip so far. And it's very well provisioned. I might do another video on the hotel experience, but I would say it's very clean. It's very modern. The rooms are fashioned to almost look like a little photo studio, which is interesting. My room has a kitchen in it, like a kitchenette. Now, there's nothing around this area to buy food or provision yourself. That would be one downside. But there's free breakfast, so you get that. Plus, the coffee shop is amazing. And then you have the cafe. I would say the hotel is absolutely worth it. And if you don't need to spend the day, you could do this in probably, I would say maybe 5 hours to 8 hours if you just wanted to get in and out. But anyway, so that was my little tour of Leica Park and some initial thoughts. Great experience, a lot of education, a lot of stuff to process. And yeah, it's pretty cool. And by the way, that's the little short loop through the woods. This thing goes on for, I think, 5 miles. So anyway, that is my just short video on the Leica campus. And if you're in Wetzlar or you're nearby, certainly worth the adventure to get here. And it could be too that when things are going on and you can get into those things, it's probably a lot more energetic. But again, I'm just surprised on how many people are here on a Sunday afternoon in the hot weather, just hanging out. And I love it. I love the idea, and I love that, not like a corporate America office building where it's vacant on the weekends. Anyway, I hope this was helpful to you, and we will talk soon. Take care.